Tips with Tony. Tips with Tony. All about nutrition from your favorite dietitian. Everything you need to digest in your mind. Tips with Tony. Tips with Tony. Making you healthier one bite at a time. With Tony. Woo.
Hello, and welcome to the Tips with Tony podcast. I'm Tony Marinucci, your registered dietitian, helping you get healthy one bite at a time. Today, we are talking all about mindset, and I absolutely love this topic because your mindset is everything. How you view yourself, how you view your beliefs, how you view the world. Your mindset is literally a game changer in all aspects outside of your nutrition and your lifestyle and your, developing a healthy lifestyle. Mindset is a game changer for financial freedom, for business, for families, for happiness. Just so many things are all related to mindset. But for the purpose of today and what I do as a dietitian, we are going to talk about your health journey and how you need to make these mindset shifts in order to be successful. And I'm not talking about short-term success. I'm talking about long-term, really truly committing to a healthier lifestyle, being the best version of you, finally figuring out what foods fit for you and your lifestyle, finally figuring out what movement patterns make you feel your best, just the habits that really drive better behaviors and better outcomes. That is what today is going to be about. Before we get into today's episode, I just want to say welcome if you're new to the podcast. I'm so excited to have you here. And if you're an old-time listener, thank you so much for continuing to show up. I just recently published my very first book, Once Upon a Diet, which is an extension of my TED Talk. I will link everything in the show notes. And it's all about the parallels between dieting, dating, and romantic relationships. So I wanted to kind of just quickly share that if you didn't get your copy, it is available on Amazon. We have a paperback version, a Kindle version, and also an audio. And regardless of the format that you purchase, you can go to my website, tipswithtony.com/onceuponadiet, and download any of the charts or forms that were in the hard copy of the book, or maybe listen to the audio, so that you can start to be a little bit more introspective, so you can start to identify what it is that you need. I strongly encourage you to go to tipswithtony.com/onceuponadiet so that you can download those for free. And that's actually if you got the book or not. But I will say it will make more sense once you read the book. So go to Amazon to get your copy, whether you do paperback, Kindle, or audio. You're going to love the book. The feedback so far has been incredible. I'm so grateful for all of you who have listened or read the book. I've continuously get feedback that it's relatable, it's a quick and easy read, it's tangible, it's not too overwhelming, it's a little bit triggering, but also then inspiring and empowering. So I promise you, it might stir up some things, especially if you've ever felt like your weight was tied to your worth. It's definitely a read there. Also, if you repeated patterns like dating certain people that really just weren't good fits for you, I talk about the parallels between dieting, dating, and romantic relationships. Although it's mostly a nutrition book, we go in depth in about kind of why we do what we do and why we get stuck in these relationships that truly don't serve us, or why we feel we're going to be happy when. It's really basically a great overview of how many of us in this world believe that we need to change the way that we look or be in a relationship in either whether we're to be happy or successful. And the reality is that you can be both healthy and happy regardless of the number on the scale and regardless of your relationship status. The book is really just a great way for you to identify what it is that you need and how can you adhere to that. Because ultimately, health and happiness isn't about a number or a relationship, but more so about how you view yourself, how you take care of yourself. How are you acting in this world? Are you acting in a way that is aligned with your values and who you want to be? Or are you acting in a way that goes against your values and really is just not you? So I really just want you to finally find peace, find balance in your eating habits, make peace with your body, and ultimately create a sustainable nutrition plan that you can follow for the rest of your life. So the Once Upon a Diet Method is the book that's going to help you get there. If you need additional support, we have the 6 Months of Food Freedom coaching program, where you can learn more at www.tipswithtony.com/coaching, where you'll actually work with a registered dietitian who will actually take you through that process and go real in depth about your habits and your mindset, which we're going to talk about today, and all the things that might be standing in your way that make it difficult for you to kind of follow through on what you said you were going to do. So you can learn more about that if you go to tipswithtony.com/coaching. There is an application process. So watch the video about the program, and if anything resonates with you, fill out that application. We'll hop on a call and make sure you're a good fit. So those are my announcements for today. Get your copy of Once Upon a Diet if you haven't yet, and go to tipswithtony.com/coaching if you're looking to work with a dietitian one-on-one for a really in-depth, highly many touch points, lots of accountability, finding a way to figure out what works best for you in the long run. The 6 Months of Food Freedom coaching program has been in existence for the past 2 to 3 years at this point, and so many lives have been changed. So if you are looking to find balance in your eating habits, never diet again, and really just make peace with food in your body, and finally get to this place where we call food freedom, which means you can be around food without feeling anxious. You kind of ditch that all or nothing mindset, which we're going to talk about in a second, and really just finally figure out what works best for you. That is amazing. Like, you need to apply and be able to achieve that. So go to tipswithtony.com/coaching to apply today. All right, now let's get into today's conversation. Mindset shifts you need to make in order to be successful in your health journey. So I'm going to start with the obvious one, and I apologize if you've listened to me a bazillion times before and are, this might seem a little bit redundant. The other two, though, stick around because I think you're definitely going to find them super helpful. So the first mindset we need to shift, and I say this a lot, so like I said, I'm sorry if I repeat myself, but the all or nothing mindset has to go. This idea that you're going to be perfect is literally making you so far from perfect that it's actually hurting you more than helping you. So we need to let go of this all or nothing mindset and embrace a balanced mindset. We have to really focus on, how can I make this dish? So if we're talking about food related, how can I make this dish mostly nutritious, but it doesn't have to be perfectly nutritious or whatever in your mind that equals, right? Throughout your whole day, how often are you eating foods, like maybe whole nutrient dense foods versus maybe those things that are more highly processed or have added salt or sugar or fat? Not that that you can't incorporate those, but where is the balance there? Is it mostly the nutrient dense foods and a little bit more room for some of that more what we call fun food? So maybe you allow yourself to have some cookies, or you allow yourself to have, French fries or whatever it is. Is that part of the diet or is that most of your diet, right? And then on the flip side, if you're never allowing for those things, it's going to be that's that all in. But then if it's the opposite, where it's like, that's all you need, you rarely eat a fruit or a vegetable, it's like very inconsistent, maybe you're not drinking enough water, all of those things, then we want to take a look at that as well. So we really want to find the balance rather than thinking, I'm going to U-Haul my diet overnight. I'm going to change everything about myself and hope that it sticks. Like, you're setting yourself up for failure in that way. And then the other kind of component is like when you're thinking to yourself, oh, it's too hard, I'm just going to give up. That's also setting yourself up for failure, and you're pushing you further away from your goals. So we really need to approach things with a balanced mindset. You can go all in to the process, all in and committed to being a better version of you, but the actual way in which you go about it, there needs to be flexibility there. It really needs to focus on, what am I doing most of the time? What am I eating most of the time? What are the things that are really driving my behaviors versus what are the things that I do sometimes, or like, how hard can I do this? How fast can I do this? Okay. So to elaborate on that, the second mindset shift we need to make is this idea that I'm going to act when I feel motivated. So I call it the motivated mindset. It sounds positive. It sounds awesome. It actually sounds like it would be effective, but it's actually hurting you. Because here's the thing, guys, motivation comes and goes. You're not always going to feel motivated. So if you keep waiting to feel motivated, that's going to play into that all or nothing mindset. Basically, you're only going to go all in when you feel motivated. And then when you don't, you're going to go all out. And it's that vicious cycle. So you'll notice that all of these mindset shifts that I'm about to talk about, they go into one another. So we really need to shift away from this motivated mindset and instead adopt a habit-based mindset, because habits are what drive behavior, which build momentum, which then in turn breeds motivation. So when you do better, you feel better. And when you feel better, you want to do better. So that cycle has a positive feedback loop. So the more you focus on your habits, because we are what we repeatedly do, right? Going back to the all or nothing mindset, changing to balance. When you're balanced, it's what you can do consistently. We are what we repeatedly do. Our habits are then going to dictate, the outcome, right? More positive habits, more healthy habits, you're going to have more positive outcomes versus the opposite, right? So when we're changing to a habit-based mindset, we're thinking about how can I improve my habits? That is going to build momentum, because you're going to start to see that one thing affects another thing. We call it habit stacking, right? So you deciding to drink more water, now you have less headaches, which means you have more productivity, or you have more energy, or you feel more full, so you're not overeating, right? Or you have better bowel movements, right? So that habit now affects another one. Now, when you get that underway, you can focus on another habit. So now you are hydrating better. So now you notice your workouts are better. So now you're hitting more PRs in the gym. And now you're able to you notice because you're hitting PRs, it motivates you to want to go to the gym more consistently. Or maybe because you're feeling really good, you're realizing, you know what, when I put in the habit of, a rest and recovery day, like yoga, it actually helps me get to my goals faster. I can hit more PRs because I allow my body to rest. And so now you implement this habit of, a weekly yoga session. And now, because you're feeling good most of the time, rather than feeling burnt out and kind of going into that stop-start method, and you feel motivated, you're going to keep going. You're going to build the momentum. So we need to shift the mindset from a motivated mindset to waiting to start when, to a habit-based mindset to focus on, what can I do now that's going to shift things, that's going to move the needle, that's going to make me feel better, because when I feel better, I want to do better. So you see how that works there? All right. Now, the last mindset shift you need to make in order to be successful is seriously the most important one, because I think so many of us are trying to go about things on our own, are trying to do things in a place where if you've never done it before, especially if something is new for you, it's going to be hard to believe in yourself. And so the mindset shift we need to make is this I can't, or it's not a good time. Basically the I can't mindset. It's basically the excuses mindset. It's thinking of all the reasons why it won't work out. And if you've never done something before, it's going to be really hard for you to kind of look back and pull out the things, especially if you've done all these very restrictive diets or these really hard things, or these basically like impossible plans. The proof is that it doesn't work. So it makes sense that you have this belief in yourself that you can't, right? But what I need you to start to shift to is, instead of saying I can't, which immediately shifts our energy, puts us down, makes us feel defeated, doesn't motivate us, right? Doesn't empower us. We need to make the shift from I can't to how can I? How can I make this work for me? And this is everything from finances, if you really want to invest in maybe the 6 months of food freedom coaching program, right? Or to starting to put in, morning workouts, but maybe your responsibility in the morning is to get the kids off to school, right? Making time, maybe you don't feel like I can't cook ahead of time. I don't have the time to do it. So it's like, how can I make it work for me? How can I come up with the money to invest in a program that's literally going to change my life? That literally we've had countless people come to us and say, I wish I did this sooner. This has changed the game for me. I show up with more confidence. I show up with more energy. I got the promotion at my job. I had the guts to ask for the promotion. I got the guts to, go on that date, whatever it is, it's so worth it. So rather than saying I can't afford it, think about how can I? Where can I save? Where am I spending money? Spending money versus investing money. Spending money is money that goes to waste, right? It's like ordering the takeout that, it's just a habit, versus in ordering the takeout, this isn't really an investment, but like ordering the takeout that really helps you to not have to cook or clean, and you're still getting nutritious foods and actually felt really good for you, right? So instead of thinking I can't afford it, how can I, right? And I think that's super, super important. I can't work out, or I can't find time to go to the gym. How can I find time to move? It's not about going to the gym. It's about moving your body, right? So there has to be flexibility within it. But if you say I can't, then you're right. You can't, right? There's that saying, like, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right, because it's so true. You might not have the tools or the skills right now, but if you open your mind to the possibility of how can I, then you will attract, whether that be mentorships or coaches or friends or family members that can show you the way. But if you just say, I can't, you're right. Like, you really can't. You're not allowing the ideas to come in, and everyone's path is different, and their journeys are unique to them. And so although you feel like you can't do it because maybe you watch somebody else do it that you don't resonate with, that doesn't mean anything. It means that they found a way, because when there's a will, there's a way. So this whole idea that I can't X, I can't Y, it's BS, to be honest. It's just a giant excuse, right? So we really need to start thinking about how can I live a life that is balanced? How can I live a life that is based on habits? How can I find the money to invest in a coaching program that's literally going to shift how I function in the world? It's going to be a complete game changer for me. How can I make this work for me? Okay. So your mindset is everything. Okay. It's literally everything. So I really need you to start thinking about the ways in which you can go from this all or nothing mindset to a balanced mindset, this motivated mindset to a habit-based mindset. And lastly, probably the most important one, this I can't mindset to how can I? When you ask yourself how, endless opportunities pour open to you. Okay. So if you need help figuring this out, we are more than happy to help you, especially when it comes to healing your relationship with food, finding balance in your eating habits, gaining self-confidence, never having to diet again. That is our specialty. We will help you learn how to manage the emotional eating, figure out what foods fit best for you, navigate a crazy busy schedule, whether that be during holiday season, during a busy period in your work, whatever time and place that you're at in your life, in your career, in your business, in your lifestyle. We will meet you where you're at. And when you work with a dietitian on our team within the 6 months of Food Freedom Coaching Program, we will help you become more aware of those habits that maybe need some shifting. We will help you become more aware of those gaps in your nutrition plan that we need to cultivate to create more balance. We're going to help you become aware of these things that you say that you can't do and create space and teach you how you can do them. Okay. So the 6 months of Food Freedom Coaching Program is literally a game changer for anybody who's ever struggled with their weight, struggled with their relationship with food, struggled with confidence when they look in the mirror, struggled with being able to navigate social situations when it comes to eating, struggled with food anxiety, scale anxiety, anything related to diet and exercise that has literally made them want to pull their hair out. This program is for you, because we want to take you from this place of frustration to a place of clarity, to a place of peace, to a place of energy, to a place of abundance, to this place where you have the confidence to do whatever it is that you want to do. Because although we practice mindful eating techniques within the program, those mindful eating strategies help you to just be more mindful in general. So it's not a coincidence that most people that go through the program end up making huge shifts in their life, in their relationships, in just the way they carry themselves. And there's so many other great things that come from this. So I really want you to expand your mindset, no pun intended, from thinking it's just a nutrition program, because it's not just a nutrition program. It is truly a healthy lifestyle program that's going to change the game for you and going to help elevate you in any aspect of what you're trying to do in your life. We're going to help you make it a little bit better, all because you learn to finally stop dieting and instead figure out what works best for you. So if that sounds like you, go to www.tipswithtony.com/coaching, watch the video about the program, fill out the application, and we can hop on a call together to make sure that you're a good fit. And if you are, I'll invite you to the program. So go to www.tipswithtony.com/coaching to fill out your application today. And thank you for listening. If you're new to the podcast, definitely hit that subscribe button, write a review, take a screenshot, share this with a friend. However you can get this out there, I truly, truly appreciate it. I am so grateful for you. I am so thankful for you. As always, this is Tony Marinucci, your registered dietitian, helping you get healthy one bite at a time.